Hi everybody, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new to my channel, don't forget to click that subscribe, press that notification so you can see more up and coming videos on Dread Effects custom paint. In today's video we're going to be doing something a little different. We're not painting cars today guys, we are painting a Bulldog. We've got this one on the screen here. This image that I'm working from is really pixelated guys. The owner sent me a photo over and the image was about the size of a cigarette packet. It was tiny and I put it on the computer. I've tried sharpening it, blowing it up, and it just pixelates. So this image on the screen, it may not look pixelated to you there, but this is quite pixelated. So it's not going to be a full-on photorealistic image that I'm going to be putting across. I'm going to get it as near damn it as to this as I can. So we've got a bit of background on this, which is a bit of white. He's sitting against a wall and he's sitting on some slabs. So we're going to redo that on this piece here. This piece that I'm working from is about 300 by 450 in size. When we finish the picture, there's going to be a little extra on this video. I'm going to do some glass etching. I've got an airbrush eraser tool, which is like you put aluminium oxide in it and we can use that as an etch. So I've cut the dog's name out. We're going to etch the glass and probably put a little pin line around the glass just to finish that off. So that will be later on in the video guys. I will stick you through time lapses on how I do this, and as before I will pause the time lapses and I'll talk you through on the paints that we're using. I've pre-mixed all the paints, or most of. I'll talk you through the tools that I'm using, the paints, how I've mixed the colours that I've got, and any other pieces along the way. So stay tuned, grab yourself a coffee, and we'll crack on with Bruce the Bulldog. See you in a bit guys. Guys, and a little talk through on what I've done. Just looks very sort of greys on there at the minute. You can still see all the outlines. I'm just going in and I'm putting in the pieces where they need to be, sort of like the marks on the dog. So they're all sort of in. The first colours that I started off with, I went in with a titanium white, mixed a load of that into one of these little plastic cups. Then I put some transparent expander in, medium, which transparents it down and thins it out. So I put a few drops of that in, some water in, and then put some shading grey and went in with a real light mix. So there's two tones of a grey on here. The first one went in and just went round on the shapes, and then the second one darkened it again. And on this image, I'll just pull this image up for you. Just pan round on that image. We've got, that's picking that up, we've got like browns, we've got dark greys, blacks, like a brown, we've got pinks, slight bit of pink in here, bit of pink here, bit of darker pink round here, little dusting of pink round here, browns again in the pores, browns on these lines, darks here on the shadows. So I'm just going to start working in the darks and work the colours up, work the colours up, work the colours up, and then I'll start just erasing back just as best I can, because you can't really erase on this paper that I'm using. If you go to erase on it, it pulls it up. It's not like a Bristol board where you can scratch back and get your real sharp highlights and that. So I'm just going to try and get these techniques with the airbrush and then pop in bits of white, not pure white. I'll go back to the shading grey white and do a shading grey mix with the white and just dull them back, but just start knocking it back, knocking it forward, bring it backwards and forwards, and bring these colours in. We've got some blue, a very faint blue, going into like a pink sort of a colour on this back wall. We've got like, this is like a stone colour. So I'm going to go in with a flesh tone on this and then start playing around with that with some shading grey, knocking that backwards and forwards to put these slabs in, a few bits of texture. So you'll see me work around this image, guys, in the time lapses, and I'll just be bouncing across backwards and forwards, dropping it back, pulling it forward with the highlights, knocking it backwards and forwards. And I'll get to a stage where I think, yeah, that's as far as you can go. You know how far you can go, especially with this paper that I'm using. You can only go so far with it. You can't zoom right in to get the fur textures because you just cannot see them on this image that I'm working from. So they're basically just soft shapes. So that's what we're going to aim for, just put the soft shades in. So that's where we are. I'll stick you in another time lapse. I'll buzz a bit through and then I'll give you another little talk through. So I'll see you in the next time lapse, guys. And the talk through from that time lapse I've just put you on. I've started to work a few of the darks. So under the back legs you've got the darks on the picture, and I mixed the skin tone and knocked it back with some shading grey, darkened it off, and just put the first coat in on the slabs, a little bit of texture. Then we can start working that mortar joint in there, and in there that'll be more of a sandy colour on that. And along here we put the darks in on this side of the leg, not full dark yet, we've just gone in with like a shading grey and we're just knocking it back, dropping the bits where the claws are, where the darks are. We're going to start working this dark in here. That near enough looks black on the picture when you look at it, and we've got some pinks and pieces in here, a little bit of pink on the paw here. And I can start working up, and then I'll jump onto the face and I'll drop these darks in, the darks on this, and then we can start working, and then I can start adding some textures, drop the tints of blue in the back. On the actual image you've got like, there's a bush here in the top corner. That's not on this image because I blew the image up, that bit's cropped out. So we've not got that piece on the picture. So I'm getting this image to fit the frame that I've got, because this is where the mount will be, here, and then you've got your frame. So I've just basically blew that image further up, so it's cropped that piece out. It's cropped quite a lot of that slab out as well. We're right up close there on that join, and that join's about right near his foot on the image. So that's a little break. So I mixed some flesh tones, which is my flesh tone 10. I've got loads of flesh tones. I just grabbed this one and thought, yeah, I can play with that. Knock the colour about a bit, go up and down the scale with that one, be fine. Shading greys. We're going to go in and start darkening out now. I hit these darks and I can start sharpening bits up the best I can, because this is, like I say, it's not like a 4K image where it's really sharp. I can get fur textures. This is quite an old image. It must be an old image off an old camera, probably not so much digital, I don't know, but it's not very clear. So we'll move on. I'm going to cane this coffee. I'll stick it on the time lapse. I'll do quite a long time lapse in the next one, so you'll see quite a bit of progression coming up near to the end, and then I'll talk you through the last stages, and we can move on to the etching the glass. I'll show you how you do that. We'll set all the glass out, take it all off, and we'll sort that bit. So I'll see you guys in the next time lapse.
Deep within, here we go, but somehow I'm caught in the middle. Is this the end before we've even begun? Should I work against the flow, a drop in the ocean so endless, reaching for our moments miles above? I just need one, diving in to all this endless space, falling stars, but still I see you. Sweet escape, a lovely start, but letting go's the hardest part. Swimming in this deep, deep blue. Hold my breath, looking up. Life moves in waves that keeps changing. Catch a glimpse of what was you and me. It's gone again. Sinking in, back on the shore, one foot in front of the other. Close my eyes and feel you hold my hand just like you used to back then. These hopes dance high like sparks before they go out. But in that second, you're still mine. Diving in to all this endless space, falling stars, but still I see you. A sweet escape, a lovely start, but letting go's the hardest part. Swimming in this deep, deep blue. I know I'm floating on this dream, but soon comes morning. For now I'll embrace our wondrous sea. Diving in to all this endless space, falling stars, but still I see you. Sweet escape, a lovely start, but letting go's the hardest part. Swimming in this deep, deep blue.
Right, that's after that long time lapse. I'm going to call that one complete. We put the textures in and the shading and things on the slabs. I went in with a off-white with shading grey around the outside, dusted over, then went back in with a bright white, dropped in, and then just sort of hazed it and patched it to give it like a sort of a stipply type effect for the wall. Done all the shading on the Bulldog. Just put two, because there's no highlights in the eyes, I've just put two tiny little pinpricks just to establish the eyes on there, because they're very, very black and dark in there. But that's it, guys. What we'll do now is we'll move on. I'll get set up with the eraser to do the etching. I'll go and fetch the glass, bring that in, do a little time lapse on that, and then I'll talk you through what I'm using and how I'm going to do it. You'll see in the time lapse the masking techniques. I've got to do a bit of cutting out for the logo for the name. Yeah, I'll see you in the next step, guys. Right guys, we're moving on to the etching process. I'll just pan around and show you what I've done. We've got the glass under here, and I've cut Bruce out in masking tape. I've done one letter already just to try this, because I've not done this for a while. That's the actual gun that we're using. These are dirt cheap, guys. They're probably about 30 quid on eBay, Amazon. It's basically a single action. You'll press that and then you get a real fine, I'll just show you what I've got that you put in it. The bag of this is about a kilo bag. It's about £18 and it's an aluminium oxide and it's a 220 grit. So what you do is you crank your air pressure up and it'll act like a mini sandblaster, and this will just etch the glass back and give you that nice etched look on that. So I'll put you on the tripod, pan down, and I'll show you how much stuff this pumps out. It'll go everywhere, but I'll show you the end result once it's done. So I'll see you in the time lapse, guys. There you go, guys, that's done. I hope that picked it up in the time lapse. I'll pan round now. You really want a black background and it will real pop, but you can see the actual etched on the glass. I'll just pan round now and show you. So there you go, that's etched it really nice on there. That's the Bulldog's name, Bruce. So we'll mount that in the frame now, and that will just pop through with the colours that are behind it. You'll see that. So that's how you etch glass, guys. Nice and easy. Use the aluminium oxide. That's a 220 grit. You can get that on eBay, and you can get the guns off eBay as well. I've done glasses, pint glasses in the past, things like that. Dead easy. Picture frame glasses, nice and easy to engrave, well, etch. So that's how you do that, guys. I'll get this all put back together and then I'll pan around with the camera and I'll give you a look. So guys, there's the finished picture, all mounted. We've got the white mount and you've got the black frame with Bruce the Bulldog in there. Hope that's picking it up. I'll pan around a bit closer with the camera in it, but you've got the etched there. So when the light hits that, you get a nice drop shadow behind that, which looks really cool, I think. It just pops that out when you, I mean, I can see it really clear. I don't know how clear that's picking it up. But that's the finished piece, guys. I hope you've enjoyed the video on Bruce the Bulldog, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks again for watching. Don't forget, like, share, subscribe. Cheers, guys.